What's up, everybody? Welcome to the workshop. I'm Luke with Building with Kinfolk, and today we're going to start out 2021, or I mean, really the extension of 2020 at this point, with nothing other than a new podium for Nancy Pelosi. No, just kidding. We're not going to do that. She's on her own. Today, we're going to make it super easy, super simple, because let's be honest, we need something easy in the extension year of 2020. So today, we're going to be building a under the bed storage system. Guys, this is so easy. It's just a box, and you don't have to have many tools to do it. In fact, this right here is all you're going to need for this project. All right, now if you don't have a nail gun, you can use screws for this project. Just use 1-inch screws. Make sure they're wood screws. You'll make sure you want to pre-drill as well on this project, and just wood fill it when you're all finished up. But it's going to be super easy with a nail gun. So we're going to go ahead and knock this out. Before we get started, I'm using 1/2-inch plywood for this project. I'm actually using Russian birch. I get it from my local lumber store. I would make sure you check out if you have a lumber store in your area. Like we have Middle Tennessee Lumber. They carry all kinds of incredible stuff. They don't pay me to say that. They're just awesome. And so that's where I get all of my plywood from, and can be a little bit cheaper. So this is actually a pretty cheap project, all said and done. And so not too bad, right? Start off the year with an easy project and a cheap project, and it's gonna help you get your life together, give you a place to store things under your bed, or if you're doing it for a crib like we are, just more storage space, because it's likely you have a ton of stuff that you need storage space for. Okay, I'm rambling. Let's go ahead and jump in this. Here's the cuts that you're going to need for this project. All right, so the only other cut that we're going to do on this project is I'm going to cut a little handle, just basically a little half oval on the front of this box, so you can grab it and pull it out. You don't have to do that, so don't think this is a necessity to the build. It's just one of those things that I think kind of makes it look pretty, gives it a little bit more function. I don't know. Do it, don't do it, don't care. We're going to do it here, and I'm going to show you the easiest way to do it. We're going to do it on one of our long sides, because for this particular box, the long sides is going to be my front, because it's going underneath a crib. And so we'll set everything else out of the way. And the best way to make these little oval shapes, half oval shapes, little cutouts, first of all, we're going to find what's going to be the center, which is going to be 20, give or take. We'll make a couple of lines there. Make a long line if you want to. You can grab a square, but I'm going to use a paint can, just a 1-gallon paint can. Put that on there. You don't want to put it halfway on there, because then you have a true circle, but if you bring it up towards the top a little bit, you can make this handle, you know, as deep or as shallow as you like. I'm going to go, I don't know, right there feels pretty good. We're going to trace that out. And bam. Easiest thing ever. We've got a little half oval looking deal. We're going to use our jigsaw, cut that out, and then we're going to start putting all this together. This is going to take no time. You can do this while your kids are napping and still have time for a glass of wine. Or whatever you want to do. Sleep, probably, actually. That's what I want to do when my kids nap. Okay. All right, now with our little handle cut out, all our pieces cut and done, ready to put together, let's build this. It's so easy. Okay. We don't even need anything for this. We need glue and either the screws you're going to use or nail gun like I'm using. I like a nail gun like for this project because I'm going to be painting it, so I'll throw some wood filler over it. Never, ever know that it's there, and that wood glue is going to hold it all together. So let's go ahead and jump into this real quick. Make sure if you're having a hard time following along or need printouts or anything like that, you're hopping over to the blog. I've got the link down below. It's got a full walkthrough of all of it, plus links to some of the products that I use, all kinds of useful information over there. So make sure you head over there and check that out as well, and you're subscribing, of course. Okay, we've said that. Let's move on with our lives. Here we go. First thing we're going to do is set our big piece. That's going to be the base off to the side. In fact, we'll throw it all the way over on that little workbench or saw extension. All right, we've got our short pieces, right? We've got 2 of them. And then we have our long pieces, right? We've got 2 of those. This is just like building a big box. All we're going to do is put glue on there, put them like that, and then we're going to pop a couple of nails in there. Now, if you're using a nail gun, you want to make sure, number one, I'm using 1-inch nails. But the biggest thing is I want to make sure that my nail gun is lined up straight with this board. Now, it can happen where it can pop a nail out the side. Nothing more frustrating. A pair of needle nose pliers will usually fix that for you. We can pull it out. You may have to use some wood filler to fix it, but all said and done, not a big deal. And so we're going to put nail gun in there, or a nail in there, with glue on the seam. Same thing here, and then same thing on the back side of this. Guys, it's easy, right? So easy. So let's do this. Make sure when you're using your nail gun, you got some safety gear on. The last thing you want to do is have a nail fly out and catch your eye. I've had it just about happen. I've also put a nail through my finger a couple of times. Just be safe as always. So let's get this built so that we can go take a nap before the kids wake up from nap time. Let's do it. All right, so we've got the outside frame done. Easy part, but you might have some nails pop out. I've been doing this a long time, and I still had 2 pop out on me on this one that just bent as it went in, and it happens. Just don't get too upset about it. We're gonna wood fill that. We're gonna paint it. Nobody will ever know anyways besides you or me, and I won't tell a soul. All right, so let's go ahead and flip this over. We want the top down for this. And the great news is we're going to be using our board that we cut square, hopefully. So with that board square, we don't have to worry about getting this square. We'll just line it up with that board. So we're going to go ahead and put our bottom on here, making sure to glue, of course, all the way around this deal so that we have a good, sturdy, nice joint. Let's go ahead and do this. It'll be easy and quick. All right, see how easy that was? Guys, I told you, not a big deal at all. We've got the box built. What I do want to do real quick is make sure I get any excess glue off on the inside and outside, just to make it a little bit easier when we're finishing it here in a little bit. I just don't want that spillage, and especially on the inside, because on my box, I'm going to be staining the inside and then painting the outside. And so if you've ever worked with stain, you know that stain does not absorb into glue. So the more glue you can get off up front, the better it's going to be in the long run. Otherwise, you have to get sandpaper or like a little scraper or something like that. I've got, looks like about as much as I'm going to get out. Now, I'm not putting any dividers or anything like that in here because we just want one big open area. We're going to put some smaller boxes in here. However, if you want to, you should have some extra pieces left over in your plywood. Go nuts. Make dividers however you want to. Get creative. All I do for dividers is I would simply just do glue and then clamp it into place and let that glue dry. I wouldn't worry about doing nails for dividers, but it's your project. Totally up to you. I want to give you that freedom if you want it. Now, we're going to flip this back over, and we're going to go ahead and start sanding it. I'm going to start with the bottom, and then I'll do the top, and then we're going to do some finishing, but stick with us because here in a minute we're going to put on the most important part of this, the wheels. We can't skip that process, and you may have to alter your wheels a little bit if you're using 1/2-inch plywood. I'll show you how to do that when we get to that step. So now let's go ahead and get everything sanded, and then we're going to go ahead and stain the inside, taping our tops so that we don't get stain on the top. And then after I do that, I'm going to tape the inside of the box, and I'm going to go ahead and paint everything on the outside, and we'll let that dry. And then we'll get ready to put the wheels on and put this bad boy into use. What a great first project for 2020 extension year. Lord help us all. All right, let's get to work. All right, so we've got it painted, the inside stained, it's all dry. We've got it flipped over here, and we're ready to do our last step, which is put the wheels on here. Now, a bunch of different variations you could use. If you've got to come over some carpet, like maybe you've got a runner piece of carpet next to your bed or wherever you're going to store this at, you might need some slightly larger wheels. I've got some smaller ones, which is going to work great for us here. And I've got 4 of them that swivel all the way around. Now, if you want to, you could get 2 fixed and 2 swivel. You're fixed for your back and your swivel for your front. And I've got some locking ones here, which might come in useful when we're trying to keep our 2-year-old daughter from ripping this out and tearing everything out of it and destroying our house and burning everything down, which is what she tries to do every single day. So, that being said, we're going to go ahead and put these on. Now, you may run into an issue where the screws that come with this may be too long for the 1/2-inch wood, so what do? We've got 2 options. First of all, you could very easily just go ahead and cut you a couple of square blocks out of your scrap 1/2-inch plywood, put it on the base, and then put your wheels on top of that. So that's obviously one option. It's going to raise it a little bit. The other option is if you have any other screws laying around, then you could use a slightly smaller screw and maybe some washers. You just need to make sure it's going to clear. I've got rigged a little bit here for what I'm doing because I don't want to add an extra block. So I've got some 5/8-inch wood screws, and then I've got a little lock washer that I'm going to put on top of that. And that right there is going to give me enough space to where when I tighten that down, it's not going to go all the way through this 1/2-inch piece of plywood. And I'm still going to get a good hold, and I've still got good clearance all the way around. So it's all about getting creative sometimes, you know? And so we're going to go ahead and get to this, get these put on, and then we're going to be done. Let's do this. There it is. Look at that. It rolls, it holds stuff. You can put, like, this drill. Let's put that drill in there. And this wood filler. The sander. A couple of these little triangles. Just throw all that in there. Roll it around. We gotta lay the drill down, it's fine. How cool is that? So easy. Like I said, greatest way ever to start the extension of 2020/2021, whatever you want to call it this year. But easy project, done really quick, and gives you a ton of storage to help you keep organized. And it's so easy if you just want to add a couple of more dividers in here for whatever you're doing this for. You can do this, you can do that, I promise. And so just get you some wood glue clamps and let it all dry up. And this is such a cool project. I like easy projects that have a great functionality in your house. My wife does too. She'll love me more for making this, and that's what it's really all about. All right, guys, make sure you subscribe and follow on all the social medias. You know, all the stuff that you're supposed to do, that everybody tells you to do. And more than anything, just thanks for hanging out with us here in the workshop today, and we'll see you next time. I'm Luke with Building with Kinfolk.